So I want to make this video about trusting your internal self and your own guidance, because I feel like nowadays there's so many different energy centers about that it's so easy to be gravitated and pulled and meandered through all these different energy cycles and different forms of energy that it's so easy to lose who you are as a person. It's easy to lose your sense of self. And I think when you lose your sense of self, you begin to lose everything, because if you're not living true to yourself, what is that? you know if you're not living true to your inner self, your utmost self being, how can you be living true to anything else? It makes me think a lot about the past 18 months to 2 years and all the different things I've been through in my life, and it makes me think a lot about how I did lose myself and how I lost my energy center, and I was pulled and swayed in different ways. And it's only when you start to realign and recenter to where you want to be and who you are as a person that you start to realize that your energy center was off. Because it's not easy to see when that happens, when you're in it, when you're in the thick of it. It's not very easy to see and to notice that these shifts and these changes are happening, because it's very, very gradual. And gradual changes are very difficult to see unless you look at the bigger picture, because that's the whole idea of them things being gradual. You don't notice not until they've come too late, but until the change has already happened. And it's all these micro adjustments in life. I find it very, very correlatable to Atomic Habits, the book I'm reading now as part of my 75 Hard, and how all these micro changes lead to the habits which we form, which become the way of life. That becomes our culture, that becomes our surrounding, that becomes us, our being. And yeah, I'm noticing there's lots of transferability between that and energy centers, really, who you're around. I think it's a very important aspect of life, who you're around, who you surround yourself with. And it's only when you start to readjust that and start to make some changes and start to prioritize energy into different areas and look at things from the bigger picture, that's typically when you start to see exactly what's happened. Things are starting to become a lot clearer for me now. But yeah, for the best part of 2 years, I was really in a place where I couldn't really see very clear. I was almost clouded. I was in a fog. I was under a sheet of mist. I couldn't really see much. And yeah, it's nice to be getting out of the other side of that and, being back where I want to be, back in my own energy center, back who I want to be, back living true to myself. And yeah, it's good. It's good. So if there's anything you'll take from this, I suppose it's just about being aware of your energy centers and about, living true to yourself, because what life is it if you're not living true to your own belief and your own centers and your own desires? So that's all. Thanks.